We're not dead. We are alive and well, and so is this podcast. We are back, episode 12 of the NextGen Playbook podcast with my great co-host, Reed. I'm your host, Charlie. We are back, and we have a lot of sports to cover.
We have a ton of sports to cover.
Yeah, we're gonna start back last month with maybe the best tournament in sports. March Madness
March
kicked
Madness.
off. It happened, and now it's over. It's been over, and
Being over.
it was a good tournament, I'd say.
Yeah,
There's a couple good upsets. A really great run there by NC State,
Yeah.
with DJ Burns and co.
Mhm.
But Reed, I'm sure he's happy. The story of the tournament was probably UConn's dominance.
UConn Huskies.
Okay, I
UConn.
hope you didn't like choreograph this.
UConn. UConn. We just dominated
Pretty much
every
2 years in a
play.
row.
Yeah.
It was a
Ooh.
clean sweep.
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
There you
Not a
go.
single digit victory across these past two tournaments.
It's
That is
crazy.
greatness. That is dominance. That is like resilience. And with two not completely different teams, but like the leaders of last year's team were all gone.
Sonogo was gone.
Hawkins was gone.
Hawkins was gone.
Just I mean, that is really great basketball. Shout out to Purdue and Alabama for also making the Final Four. Of course,
Ooh,
NC State.
Andre Jackson also was gone. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but also shout out to Purdue. A lot of haters going into this year's tournament,
Mhm.
not expecting them to go far, but Zach Edey with a little more help this year with Braden Smith, were able to make it all the way to the national championship game. Just that's a UConn team.
Ye-
Not many
ye-
teams are gonna be able to
It's
beat.
just like odd. I mean, obviously most people watched the game. UConn just eliminated the 3-pointers. They only shot like a couple in that game, and they only made, I don't know if they made a shot, if they made one, or if they only made a couple, but they just gave Edie the points, and then they eliminated the perimeter, and then on the other end they were making shots, and Edie still had a lot of points, but they just like whenever the other guys were taking shots, even inside the 3-point line, they just were not landing. And UConn dominated the offensive rebound or just the rebound game in general. And they did a really great job of getting offensive rebounds when they didn't make shots, and they were able to put it back. Um, yeah, is there something else I was gonna say
I
about it? There's
mean,
not much to say about it. We just dominated.
and those are the keys to a 30-0 run against.
Against the Illini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is still maybe the prettiest stat line I've ever seen. Now, a sporting event that is current and going on at the moment. We are into round 7 while we're recording this, but the NFL draft is ongoing, and we're going to give you guys our thoughts and feelings on the first 10 picks of the draft. Coming in at number 1, Caleb Williams. We all kind of saw this coming the second the Bears decided to trade away Justin Fields. I mean, this is like a generational talent right here. He is incredible. Like,
Don't doubt the pink iPhone. Just saying.
yeah, seriously. I don't even. Who cares if he paints his nails? Buster Posey painted his nails. That was cool. No one hated on
I
Buster
suppose he
Posey.
was very cool, and Caleb Williams is going to be very cool.
And I just hope that some I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it, but hopefully he like breaks the Bears QB curse.
Uh, yeah, I agree. And I looked at like the rookie records for them, and they are very breakable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like with like the yards, the touchdowns, whatever else,
And
completions.
they're throwing him straight into the deep end because like with Trubisky and Fields, they had a veteran like in front of
Who'd
them,
they have?
Glennon and Dalton.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll have to see how it turns out. But I mean, when the competition for franchise QB is like Rex Grossman
Jay Cutler
and Jim McMahon,
and Jim McMahon.
not great company, but some company that you definitely can
Just
surpass.
company, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you give this grade? Like A through F? It's an A.
Just an A.
It's an A, yeah.
This is like the right pick. If they picked really anything else, they're going to be wrong.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Yeah. Now pick 2, the Commanders, who picked Jaden Daniels, a guy who has been flinging the pigskin in the college ranks since pre-pandemic. An awesome clip of him beating Oregon in 2019 when Justin Herbert was their QB,
Mhm.
and he was throwing passes to N'Keal Harry and Brandon Ayuk. Oh, that brings back great memories, doesn't it?
He scored that touchdown against the Chiefs, by the way. I just like to make that clear.
No, whatever. Yeah, so not a great pick, I'd say. I think Drake May was definitely the better QB prospect, to be honest.
I agree. Jaden Daniels, I've heard a lot of people say is a skinny Justin Fields, and I mean we've seen what Justin Fields can do throwing the football. We saw some great glimpses of him a couple years ago when the Bears, weren't like they were bottom feeder, but they put sorry they're putting up some points. The Bears were putting up some points a couple years ago, and so, I don't think Jaden Daniels has quite the supporting class in the wide receiver room that Caleb Williams has. Um,
But Terry McLaurin is definitely still a threat.
Terry
So
McLaurin's definitely, yeah, I was about to say Terry McLaurin's still really, really good. Um,
not a whole lot of their help though. But
yeah,
what do you give this draft pick?
I mean, I think it's the right move. I'll give it B minus.
Yeah, B minus, C plus. I personally, the next pick up, third pick by
Your, your, your New England Patriots.
yeah,
Ooh,
no, yeah,
that no, that one.
yeah. Let's just give him Drake May.
Your New England Patriots.
Just
Give us Drake May. We have a history of drafting
what happened to Mac Jones?
slightly overweight, chubby quarterbacks, and then they have a good first full starting season. Um,
What happened to Drake May? Or sorry, da.
yeah, Mac
Mac
Jones,
Jones.
whatever. He's where he belongs in Jacksonville. Duval.
That's a lot of energy, man.
Yeah. But I'm very excited about Drake May. I think obviously I'll probably talk about the other two wide receivers that the Patriots drafted in the later rounds. But I think this was obviously the right move. Marvin Harrison Jr. was definitely very appealing.
But
But
who you gonna throw passes to him?
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Jacoby Brissett's definitely a guy that very easily could start week one for sure. I mean, having him veteran, but also with Gerard Mayo coming in, Gerard Mayo obviously played with Jacoby Brissett for like, I don't remember however long Jacoby was in New England for. It wasn't too long.
Hmm.
Um, but new coach, you could see Drake May get in there immediately. I mean, it'd be a very like if Belichick was still there, it'd be a very Belichick thing to keep Drake May sidelined a little bit. But yet again, I digress. Belichick's not there anymore. New people at the
New
helm.
era,
Yeah, it's a new era
and
in
then
New
you could
England.
be at the helm. Your grade on
I'll give it a B plus.
I'll give it a 9. It's the right pick.
Yeah, it's the right pick. We'll see how it pans out. Obviously, like I would rather have Caleb Williams, but he's
It's the
not how.
hand you're dealt.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not like super upset. I wanted us to get Justin Fields a couple years ago, and that didn't work out. But it's all right. It's all right. So let's move on to the fourth pick.
Arizona
We're really
Cardinals.
gonna have to speed this up. We still got 5 more to go or 6 more to
Yeah,
go.
all right. Marvin Harrison Jr. Joe Alt was good, but they just drafted Paris Johnson Jr. So can't get too mad.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational talent. As long as he can stay healthy,
Yeah,
Kyler Murray will be able to throw the ball in. I don't think this will change much for the Cardinals. They're still going to be a very poor team
lackluster team. Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
But I mean, this is the building blocks for a good team, and they got their alignment, they got the QB, and they've got their wide receivers. So a
Yeah,
good trifecta for building blocks. Wise, the
it's really
Chargers picked up Joe. Oh wait, grade A, right?
yeah.
A. Joe Alt. A lot of people were making fun of this pick, saying that they should have picked like one of the two, the LSU or the Washington receiver,
Malik Neighbors or
Rome
Rome
Adun,
Adun. Yeah.
sorry. Joe Alt though, I like this pick. I mean, he doesn't really have like a single O lineman.
Oh,
And
Herbert.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was able to find a way to get 5,000 passing yards, even with not the greatest wide receiver room. But just imagine what he can do when he actually has some time in the pocket. And Joe Alt is a really stinking good
Well,
offensive lineman, and we've seen what Notre Dame offensive linemen can do in the league.
sorry. I was just thinking for a sec. Let's not forget the Commanders got Austin Eckler.
True, true.
That's actually huge for Jay Nail. Sorry, we're gonna go back just 1 second. That's huge because Austin Eckler, we've seen like
But he's kind of washed.
I know, but he's really good at catching the ball.
But
And
it's kind of
the
washed.
Chargers weren't using him the right way last year. Last year was a really terrible season for the Chargers. But
Yeah.
back down to pick number 5. Joel's probably definitely the right pick. As long
Yeah,
as like Quentin Johnston really needs to step it up.
seriously. But hey, Joshua Palmer's cool.
James
He's not that
Joshua
good.
Palmer is very cool.
But I mean, I don't think they're really going to be contending this year. And I mean, like, you missed out on Marvin Harrison Jr. Jolt's really singing good, and Malik Neighbors and Roma Dunes, they definitely have some potential. But I think Jolt's probably the right pick here,
For sure. I look, I totally agree.
and give him some time too.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time.
Harbaugh loves to win games in the trenches.
Yeah,
When you had a guy like Corum last year, just ran over everybody.
Mhm.
I digress once again, but what do you give the grade? I give it a B.
B plus,
Yep.
probably a B.
Yep.
Malik Neighbors, we are familiar with the Giants fan. He was very excited. I'd say this is
We talking about
yeah,
J fan. Yeah.
yeah. He was pretty sick and excited, and I'd say this is probably a pretty good pick. I mean, maybe you go for someone defensively, but you just picked up Thibodeau, and really the only defender you'd want to pick up here.
Yeah, their defense is pretty. I think
Yeah,
their
the
defense is
only one would
solid.
be Dallas Turner. Maybe trade down and find a guy like Terry and Arnold, who was a really great steal for the Lions in the later half of the first round.
Yep.
But Neighbors, that's a great pickup, man. He's definitely going to be a future wide receiver. Gives someone that sorry, Daniel Jones can actually throw to, because who has it been? Like Darius Slayton and they weren't really using Jalen Hyatt like at all last year.
Yeah, they did not. Dude had wheels, but they just did not use them the right way.
So who knows? Maybe this can be a receiving replacement for Saquon.
But
We'll
yeah,
have to see.
probably.
Probably, I'd
Possibly.
give this grade a B, B plus.
I'll give it a B minus.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays
The
out.
Titans at 7 picked J.C. Latham. I felt this was probably a little bit of the reach. I thought Ole Fashanu from Penn State was probably the better pick,
I agree for sure.
or the one offensive lineman from Washington. I forgot his name, but
Don't remember his name. Surprised he didn't go to the Falcons.
shut up.
But let's keep
J.C.
talking about that.
Latham, but slight reach. I mean, he's an Alabama offensive lineman. They're usually
Usually pretty good.
pretty good in the league.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's a slight reach in my opinion.
I'll give it a C plus.
Yeah, C plus C maybe. The Falcons picked not well.
No, let's just wait. Let's just wait.
Yeah,
because
well-
like that's your low light. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna skip
Yeah,
pick number 8.
we're-
We're gonna go straight to Rome Adunze.
Roma Dunze, yeah. Great name. He's funny. I like him. Give someone that Caleb Williams can throw
This is an
to.
A plus, dude. Him and Caleb Williams, that is perfect. Like I
Maybe pick up an lineman. Maybe give him some support. You've already got
For
a
sure.
pretty good receiver room.
you got who do you have? You have Keenan Allen.
and you've got
Is Darnell Mooney still?
Darnell Mooney kind of sucks now.
He's bad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of bad now.
But
Okay, so maybe this is a good.
yeah, Adunze and Keenan Allen. That's
And
kind
Keenan Allen
of
kind of washed. He has no hamstrings left. So
Oh, Keenan Allen's getting hurt. No, don't pick him in fantasy, JD's and Luttleman.
yeah, no, I'd give Rome Dunze like a B plus A. This is pretty good.
This is honestly the best pick of the top 10 in my opinion, besides Caleb Williams. But dude, the Bears won this first round.
Yeah, seriously.
Besides the Chiefs, but I'll get into that
People
later.
were hating on him for or how no, I don't think anyone's really giving him hate for the first overall pick last year, but they were definitely getting some hate this year with the way the team was looking. But I mean, their free agency was pretty okay last year, and now you've got some offensive firepower that you brought in.
We've just speaking of first picks, we always forget that Trayvon Walker was a first overall pick.
Yeah,
That's funny.
very raw.
He's still good though, by the
yeah,
way.
no,
He's good.
Combine merchant though, looking.
Good job, Jacksonville.
And
And then pick number 10.
JJ McCarthy moved up one spot.
They did move up a spot with New York Jets, correct?
Which, why the heck would they move up the spot? Like, oh, the Jets are going to draft JJ McCarthy, but they still have Aaron Rodgers under contract.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. JJ McCarthy, eh.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll
He's-
work.
He's fine.
He's got what's his face? He's got Justin Jefferson. He's got not KJ Osborne because we know
But Jay Jettis is probably on the move. He really doesn't have a whole lot of help offensively,
no,
honestly.
not a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully he starts and we'll just see what he
Yeah.
can do.
We'll have to, I don't.
Once again, though, national champion that bumps you up so
Here-
much.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like maybe I think the Falcon or sorry, the Vikings are probably entering a rebuild phase. And if you're rebuilding, yeah, you want a franchise QB, but you also don't want to reach on one. And that's what you see a lot with like QBs, especially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about a pick 12 at Bo Nix. That was just a straight up bad pick.
Yeah, so let's we can now switch because that was our top 10, obviously excluding pick number 8 because we'll talk about that later.
I will talk about that later.
We will talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it.
You can voice your opinion. JJ McCarthy, C minus.
I give it a C.
Yeah, there's definitely much better picks that you can make there. Definitely a reach.
Yeah.
Probably should have waited to draft a QB in a
Mhm.
later draft class, but it is what it is. We're gonna get to our biggest
steals.
steal of the draft.
I'll go ahead and start this one. I think Xavier Worthy and literally a steal because the Bills, which I'll also get into that later, like trading their pick with the Chiefs.
No, they were traded with the. Oh no, yeah, they traded
that
with
was
the
the-
Chiefs, and then they traded with the Panthers.
It was a weird like three-way
Yeah.
3-team trade, whatever. But I think it's a huge steal for the Chiefs. Obviously, having a guy that can move like that, it's very scary. As long as he doesn't turn into Kadarius Toney,
Maybe Tyreek Hill. I think I'm sure they'd be.
It's honestly, yeah. I mean, dude, he ran like the fastest 40 time like ever or something like
I mean,
that.
this is the. I mean, if there's any receiver you'd want to pair up with Mahomes, it's probably the fastest. The guy who set the fastest receiver time ever
Yeah,
at the combine.
I'm very
This is
optimistic
this
for
is
Worthy.
scary.
Yeah, I'm scared, dude.
Let's
They might go for 3 in a row.
yeah, the rest of the league should be put on notice because that is a scary stinking pick.
Yeah. So who's your biggest steal?
Dallas Turner, the edge rusher from Alabama. One, that's a great name. Two, dropped all the way down to pick 17 for the Vikings. I'll say that. The Vikings, the JJ McCarthy pick might not have been great, but that Dallas Turner pick was a really good move. Find your edge rusher in the future because Daniel Hunter is that whole fiasco going on is
Mhm.
definitely not helping out, and
Yeah.
finding a guy to probably fill his shoes is definitely a great pick. And Dallas Turner was definitely the best defensive player in this draft. I'd say Lataya Latu was definitely a great pickup, and the Colts drafted well all around. But in my opinion, Dallas Turner was the best defensive player in the draft. Also, I'd like to talk about. I said it a second ago, but Terrion Arnold was a really good pickup by the Lions. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, they need secondary help bad because
they got
they've been
killed.
getting torched the last few
Yeah.
years.
And I thought he was the best corner in the draft, and getting him all the way down at 24 is definitely a great pickup.
That was our original pick? Yeah,
Yeah, or no, I think they moved
with Jacksonville.
they moved with someone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's still a
Um,
good pick.
Also shout outs to the Colts. Latalia Latu and AD Mitchell are some really good pickups and will definitely help out. So
Yeah,
good stuff, Colts.
Anthony Richardson. He's
I still hate you, Jim Irsay. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, we all hate Jameis, right? Worst pick. Let's not talk about Penix yet because that's like really bad. That's for the end. But Bo Nix. What are your
Why are we drafting Bo Nix, guys? Come on, like
He's so bad.
he's been. Yo, guys, you want another fun fact? Bo Nix in his first ever college game ever played against Justin Herbert. Bo Nix doesn't really run like a pro style offense. Like what? Why are we reaching on QBs, guys? We've learned this.
I would rather have Zach Wilson play quarterback for my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prove us wrong, Bo Nix.
Because then here's the thing. If you have Zach Wilson play for your team, if he's good, he's good. That's great. If he's not, which he's probably not, then you get to tank and then you actually get to get a real QB prospect. But you're just accentuating your complacency by drafting Bo Nix. Really, guys? Why are like I don't get this pick. My other reach is gonna be all the way down to the third round. For some reason, I guess the Commanders thought, hey, we need to get what's it called? A receiver for Jaden McDaniels. Who's
Jaden Daniels and McDaniels.
oh my bad.
Josh McDaniels. It's okay.
Jaden Daniels. Who let's look at the names of some of the receivers on the board, guys, at round 3, pick 100. McCaffrey. That sounds
Oh
like
yeah,
Christian
Luke McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. Let's draft Luke McCaffrey from Rice and completely reach on him. Also, every pick that the Falcons made this entire
He
draft.
should have gone undrafted. Yeah, okay. So that's enough NFL draft. I don't
For now.
just for now. We're gonna switch it to
Baseball. And
baseball.
we might be talking about that team.
Shout out, by the way, to Charlie's grandfather, Mr. Pasquale. Thank you so much for that sick Cardinals sign. You can see it. I'm not
Yeah,
good at
number
this.
one fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. Baseball season kicked off. We're like what, 25-ish games?
Yeah, we're around
Season?
25.
Yeah.
30 games.
Um,
25.
Some surprises, not really, but we're gonna go over biggest shockers in a positive format. Reed, take it away.
My pick is the Cleveland Guardians. They just look really good right now. I know we're really early into the season, as evident with like yours, because but like Cleveland's definitely a solid team, a team that
Some
can
really good pitching.
yeah, oh my gosh, they've always been really nice at pitching.
The guys just appear out of nowhere.
They appear. They're known for picking relievers up off the streets. You know what I'm saying?
And then just yeah, like, and even God, man, they shouldn't be able to get away with this.
I don't know how they do it.
They really shouldn't. But apparently, an old force reemerging now in the AL Central. So
2 AL Central teams are shocking us, by the way. You can just take this
yeah,
one. I don't have much to say about
mine
Cleveland.
is the Royals. Who saw this coming? I mean,
Salvi Perez hit 344.
yeah, Salvi Perez is
What?
killing it. Bobby Wood Jr. as well.
He earned that money.
Yeah, definitely. He was. Nick Melendez, eh. And Melendez is a defender, am I right? But I mean, there's some really good pitching. I like some of their offseason pickups, like Hunter Renfroe and Adam Frazier, who kind of a couple down years is pretty good. Garrett Hampson, good speedster.
Yep.
We'll have to see how this. But this is like really early into the
Don't know if
season.
it's sustainable for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll have to see. But like, hey, Royals, take these good times while you have them.
Yeah, I
Also,
mean,
shout out Brady Singer.
Brady Singer. Yes, Brady Singer.
We love you, Brady Singer.
You can take the letdown part because I want to go on a little spiel.
Okay. The Astros is my letdown. What is going on, guys? We are at the bottom of the AL West. That is a spot.
They'll turn it around.
That is yeah, but like that is a spot that's like dedicated for another team that starts with an A and that is not located in Houston. This
Wait.
The Athletics and
I
Angels.
know.
Athletics and the Angels. This is like a spot that's like paid for you. I don't think the Athletics want to be anywhere but last. I think they want to sit there. Seriously. I think that's what they want. I think they want to sit there, and you don't want them to do that. You go from fighting for pennant last year, and I get it. The core is aging. Altuve is what,
It's
like 34,
It's been aging. The core has been aging,
but they've
bro.
still got some pretty young pitchers.
No,
And,
I know, but the core's been aging, dude.
and I guess I just wasn't expecting this fast of a collapse, but like a team that I felt like we were all like really shocked with how savvy they were business wise for so long is starting to
There will be a
make
year where
stamp.
they just don't make the ALCS, and we're all
Yeah.
just gonna act like it's the end of the world. And this year could be it. Astros is a great run.
Yeah, so I mean, the fact they were able to extend the dynasty, but I mean, honestly, it's also kind of shocking they were only able to get out two um World Series wins.
Good for them, by the way, for getting that World Series win in 2022. So people don't just say that they bang on trash
Kyle
cans
Turner,
doing World
you're really
Series.
good, man. You're really good at the sport.
You mean Kyle
Tucker.
Tucker? God, bro. God. Charlie, that's so bad.
I
Charlie,
know.
your favorite player of all time is Preston Tucker.
I actually totally like Tim McCastro.
Tim LeCastro. Diamondbacks and Yankees merchant.
The
Legend.
Diamondbacks, hit by pitch merchant, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
My biggest letdown is unfortunately Los Serpientes.
Cool shirt, cool hat.
Yeah, cool hat.
And cool
And
shirt.
cool shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Orphans. But the Diamondbacks, obviously, I just watched a video earlier today, and I just forgot of how improbable their World Series run was
But
last
still
year.
an 84 and 78 team that was super young and everyone saw so much upside with.
I know, but like they snuck in with the last playoff spot, and they swept the D-backs, swept the Dodgers.
They swept the D-backs. Huh?
Oh no! They swept the Brewers. They swept the Brewers in the wild card. They swept the Dodgers, and we all saw that game. I was watching that game one when Kershaw just imploded. But oh well, playoff Kershaw.
Shocker.
I saw
The resilience against
a ton of Brazilians against Philly. They went down 3-1, and they came back and won 3 straight ball games. This is a very young team. It's a very exciting team. I got to see him play back a couple weeks ago down in Phoenix.
stuff.
It's a very young team. They're just not able to put the pieces together right now. I think they'll figure it out, and
Yeah.
I think they'll sneak into a playoff spot. But right now, they're just not quite doing it for me.
It's not the
And this is a team that a lot of people can get behind too. Like,
yeah.
because nobody outside of Philadelphia wanted the Phillies to make it to the World Series
Yeah.
last year, and
I don't
Arizona
even know
did their
how many
job.
people in Philadelphia wanted the Phillies to make the World
Dude,
Series.
I know. Got it. And also, we're Braves fans too, so just seeing the Phillies
Who
have
likes
these
the
things.
Phillies? Stupid. I don't think people in Philadelphia like Philadelphia.
Nope. My one of the old 643 coaches likes the Phillies, and he still gives all of us crap.
Ugh.
Looking at you, TJ.
Yeah, but no, I mean, also it's a case of like kind of like that 2021 Phillies team. Kind of just they got hot at the right time in that.
That's been the theme for 2019, 2021, 2023.
Yeah.
Braves, or Nationals, Braves, and the D-backs. But that's also the same thing with like the Rangers last year, like actually being able to win it because they only had 90. No, I shouldn't say only, but they were only a 90-win team. They didn't even win their division, and they scorched the Rays in a half-filled Tropicana field. They absolutely
destroyed the Orioles.
Oh my God, the Orioles were not playoff ready whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know how they got 100 wins.
And then they took the Astros to Game 7, beat the Astros, and then
Adolis Garcia was so awesome.
And then my daddy Nathaniel Lowe hit a home run in the World Series. and they won it in 5 games. They dominated. They dominated the hottest team in the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty
Or
much.
second hottest team.
And I will say though, it was a little bit closer than those 5 games that they made.
For sure. I totally agree. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people will forget about this World Series, but it was a really fun one.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that whole playoffs and seeing that, especially with the Phillies, losing and
yeah, that's great.
whatnot.
Everyone hates Philadelphia.
Great stuff.
Yeah, it's not always sunny in Philadelphia. It's never sunny in Philadelphia, actually.
No, it's not. It's actually more sunny in Seattle than Philadelphia.
Preach.
Reach.
Moving on to another playoff format across the pond in
Ah.
Europe. Bro, okay. The UCL, it is into the final four. The quarterfinals took place last week, 2 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks or last
2 weeks
week.
ago. There's nobody from England, thank God. That makes it way much more fun to
God.
watch.
Yes.
Some interesting teams. Let's call it Borussia Dortmund of Germany is taking
BVB.
on PSG.
Paris Saint-Germain.
And then Real Madrid of the La Liga is taking on Bayern Munch of the Germany League.
Bundesliga.
But yeah, I mean these are some really cool teams that are
I agree.
yeah.
Really fun teams.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
would have probably liked Atleti more than Dortmund just because I feel like they have a better. I think Atleti's just a little bit better. Or maybe Inter could have just not sold that shit. Language. Sorry, I apologize. Could have just not sold it.
That's gonna be.
Dude, that was so bad.
I'm not-
Oh my god.
I'm not editing.
No, you're editing. No, you're editing that. Could have not sold it in the round of 16.
Oh no, Charlie.
Please edit that out.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, yeah. If Inter didn't sell in the round of 16, then yeah. So because Inter's really good at soccer. Anyways,
Oh my god, you're so stupid.
I'm not stupid. Okay, shut up. You said Bukayo Saka plays for Nigeria. I'm
But
never gonna let you. No.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that was really bad.
Okay. Anyways, who do you have making it out of the semifinals?
Well,
UCL.
I want Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. Unfortunately, I just don't think Bayern Munich has momentum, and Real Madrid has a lot of momentum after defeating Manchester City. They have all the momentum,
hard
but
fought victory.
I'm still gonna be optimistic, and I'm still gonna say Borussia Dortmund squeaks past PSG and Real, and it's so BVB versus Real Madrid. But an all German UCL final at Wembley again, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be
Because
pretty cool.
remember 2013.
2013 was pretty cool. I don't. For me, it's going to be kind of similar. PSG, Real Madrid. I just don't think Dortmund is UCL final caliber.
I mean, they're young. Sabitzer and Sancho are gonna lead Dortmund.
Sabitzer's not young.
I don't care, but like they're gonna lead. You're gonna lead Dortmund. They're gonna lead.
Win it for
Dortmund.
Royce, I hope. But
Yeah, for sure.
But I think PSG's really good. Who cares about the red card for Rajo? They were still probably going to win that either way. And then Real Madrid's just really good, and we'll just have to see if Lunin has the experience to, win it all for them. Your pick?
For champion, I think we both. I don't know what that is. That says I was supposed to say Madrid.
Yeah, it's Vardrid.
Madrid. Viva Madrid! Real Madrid's probably gonna win it all. They look the best, and it's crazy they're doing this without
Courtois
without
or
Courtois.
Militao or someone else got injured. I can't remember. Someone else got injured.
Vinicius isn't injured.
No, it's a midfielder, I think. Whatever.
I think it's pretty like
Yeah, but when your best defender and your best and your starting goalkeeper both out and you're still killing it. No, hey, too.
good for you, honestly.
Yeah, seriously. Moving on to the UEL, the Europa League. I think we both got the same pick, right?
Europa League. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen
is the best team.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like I know, like last week against Dortmund, they had like a 97th minute tire.
They almost lost to
They just tied a game today against someone.
It was it's the team that everyone's been shocked by this year. They have Arusi.
You can find the standings for this, but
yeah,
like every time you think
Stuttgart, yeah.
Every time you think they're gonna lose, they don't lose. They somehow get.
They were down 2-0 today in the 60th minute.
Exactly.
And then they came back and they tied it in the 90+6.
But I know I put Leverkusen on here, but for some reason,
you just don't feel. I could, yeah.
For some reason, I know this is gonna sound crazy. I think Atalanta.
Atalanta, really? I mean, yeah,
dude, they have so much momentum. They just kicked the doors off of Liverpool.
True.
They just dominated Liverpool. For who are they playing? Are they playing Marseille?
They're playing Marseille. Marseille kind of Aubameyang's pretty good. Other than that,
For
no.
some reason, I think Atalanta has a shot though.
Go Roma, by the way.
Yeah, go Roma, go Roma. But I think I know I said I think about a million times. I think Atlanta has a chance. I'm gonna stick with Leverkusen, but just know deep down inside, like don't count out Atalanta.
Yeah, moving on to the lowest, thing
The
of
lowest European competition.
yeah, but I mean, it's still a European competition. It is the UECL, the Europa Conference
Ooh.
League. Um, Laurentino's back in the Final Four
God,
semifinals.
we're so white and American.
Aston Villa and Olympiacos. I think whoever wins Aston Villa or Olympiacos, whoever wins that is winning it all. I like Aston Villa a lot. West Ham was able to win this last year, and I think this Aston Villa team is better than the West Ham team.
I agree.
So we'll have to see. I'm gonna pick Aston Villa, but I love Olympiacos, and I think they could win it all.
I'm gonna pick Fiorentina.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
No, I
Yeah,
mean I
out of revenge for last year. Yeah, definitely.
oh yeah, because yeah, I remember they lost a heartbreaker to West Ham
Hmm.
in the final. I like Fiorentina. I don't like those jerseys they had all those years back though, if you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the jerseys now are good, and they had some cool Nintendo sponsorships in the
But you
nineties.
know which jersey I'm talking about.
Yes, the
Yeah,
7-Up one.
yeah, the
Yeah.
7-Up. But I don't know, Fiorentina, cool team. Cool country they play in.
Yeah, no, Italy's cool. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about Conference League. It's obviously the newest competition
And the lowliest.
and the lowest that nobody really cares about. But yeah,
Eh,
I'm trying to look at this. What's that team? Is that a team from Israel?
it's Maccabi Haifa. Yes.
7-5 on aggregates?
Hmm.
Dang, that's a high scoring. Yeah, but Fiorentina. I hope they do it.
Yeah, same. They're cool.
So Premier League.
Oh, wait, no, that's not Maccabi Haifa. I have no idea who that is. Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Oh, Tel Aviv.
Okay.
4-0. So they beat
Doc,
Olympiacos.
we're looking at the round of 16. Olympiacos was down 4-1 on aggregate after the first leg, and in the second leg they won 6-1.
That's insane. And on the road.
Ooh,
Both thrashings on the road.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so last bit of soccer here, or actually
Uh,
not for me, but
Prem
Premier League
predictions.
predictions.
We both have Arsenal.
Please, you
Please,
Gunners,
I'm
please.
actually like begging. Like, I cannot have Man City win again,
Dude, like I was ecstatic when Man City
bro.
got eliminated in the Champions League. United is trying to, beat them in the FA Cup final. Don't know if that probably won't happen. Once again, they'll probably win it against United for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But please, Arsenal, like just do what you can do to get all 3 points every single match day. There's like 3 or 4 games left, I think.
Yeah, I wish we could talk about like predictions for every other league, but they're all locked up pretty much. Like technically, Bayer Leverkusen's the only one who's locked it up, but like PSG is like a 10-point gap.
Yeah.
Uh Inter, I think actually won it. Yeah, no, Inter did
Inter
it.
won. They
And
won
then
Scudetto.
Spain is like a 10-point gap as well for Real
It's
Madrid.
it's a 13-point gap.
13-point gap. So yeah, geez Louise, guys. Can we make it kind of
I'm
interesting?
just trying to look at this here. Arsenal. Sorry. I want to
They
look
they
at
have
it.
kind of tough couple of games.
So their next
Is
matches
Spurs,
Spurs. So Spurs away, Bournemouth home, United away. They're gonna win that one easily. Oh God. It's so hard being a Manchester United fan.
oh my gosh, guys, we have so much money.
We just dropped points to Burnley today. The only reason you guys are relevant is because of money. Don't even try me.
Don't hate, don't hate, don't hate.
And then
Don't hate, don't hate the player, hate the game.
last game of the season is Everton at home, and I think Everton could definitely steal points for some reason.
Yeah, no, Arsenal could definitely drop this. And Man City is a really easy final
I'm
start
gonna look back
to the
at
season.
cities
They
here.
might have Tottenham away though.
They have Forest away, Wolves home, Fulham away, Tottenham away, West Ham home. Ooh, West Ham could give them trouble.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, six.
We're just being optimistic. Oh wait, hold on, dude. Are you? Wait, what were we thinking? Sorry, I know this is taking a minute, but dude, City is a match at hand.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. All right, before
Liverpool's gonna win it all.
before I get myself like extremely depressed, I'm just gonna stop looking at this, but I should have looked at the matches. Anyway, so you didn't put NBA in here. I guess we're just really not gonna talk about the association, but
Oh yeah, I forgot about the playoffs.
if you want to talk about NBA for a little bit, you can, because
The
I'm gonna talk about
Lakers are doing bad. there's not a whole lot of really good series going on in the first round. I think the only one that's going to be
Yeah.
competitive is like the Clippers and the Mavs. Um, Heat, please do something cool. I hate Boston. Let's see. OKC go far.
Timberwolves go far, please.
Yes. Ooh, yeah.
Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah. Not Timberwolves. The issue is in the West, a lot of the teams that did really well this year are really stinking young. So I have to see. I'd still say the Nuggets though come out of
I agree.
the West just because they actually experience in comparison to the Timberwolves and the Thunder. In the East, that's a big iffy spot because the
Not the
Celtics.
Bucks, because the Pacers are winning that series right
Yeah,
now.
seriously. I mean the Celts. Eesh, like, ew. Um,
Ew.
but then the Knicks,
Ew.
eh,
Yeah.
ugh.
Ew.
Either way, whoever wins the East is going to lose to whoever wins the West.
Yeah. Is- yeah.
They,
So I had to think about that statement. Yeah, I think the Nuggets are probably gonna win it all
yeah,
again.
and I still take the Thunder or the T-Wolves over anyone in the East.
Over to the International Hockey League. I don't know why it's called National Hockey League because there's teams in Canada. Anyways, over to the NHL. We're in the playoffs right now. I have some of these scores from right now pulled up. Um, so the Panthers are up 3-0 on Tampa Bay, in this series. However, Lightning are winning 4-2 right now in the second period. Tampa or no, not Tampa Bay's gotten outplayed in every single game up to this point. Um, and the Panthers just look really, really good. They were very close to winning the President's Trophy this year, even though we all know the President's Trophy is a curse. Did you
Is
know
that is
that?
that a 1 year curse or is it like an actual curse?
It's like that year you just won't do anything in the playoffs. It's a 1 year thing.
Okay,
Because
I know with the Bruins last year.
well back in 2019, the year the Blues won, the Lightning won the President's
Oh, the
Trophy.
Blues. Oh yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
got swept by Columbus. And Columbus had like never made it past the first round before that. How the heck does Columbus, Ohio still have a hockey team and the Phoenix Coyotes don't? And Phoenix doesn't still have the Coyotes. Oh my gosh.
And why put a team in Columbus? Like, there's
Yeah.
way bigger cities
Um
in Ohio.
yeah, Boston, Toronto. Boston is playing really well right now. Obviously game 2.
Also, who likes the Maple Leafs?
I want them to beat the Bruins, bro.
I don't want them to ever make it past the first round
Dude,
ever.
I want the Leafs to have some nice things.
I don't.
Um, I think Boston prevails in that series. I think Florida obviously wins that series against Tampa.
Go Lightning!
Stars, Golden Knights. I think the Golden Knights run away with this. God, they broke the system. The Stars won the Western, or one didn't win the Western Conference. They're the best team in the West, and Vegas was like the last wild card spot. Vegas got Mark Stone back, and even at the deadline, they picked up Tomas Hertl and one other guy. And with getting Mark Stone back, Vegas is unreal. They honestly might go back to back. Like it's so unfair
Are they
how
like the Heat? Are they being like the Heat right now?
yes, they're being like the Heat right now. Exactly.
Except the Heat just lost Jimmy Butler and they just got someone back, but close enough.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, but like a low seeded team that's going to go super far. And Vegas is usually a very high seeded team. They made the playoffs, I think, every year since they've been in the league. They maybe didn't make it in like 2021 or something like that.
The Stars are really. Are they still just how they kept the same core for a while?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Jason Robertson's really good.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of experience.
I remember I did a stars team to highlight however many episodes back. Carolina Islanders live to see another day.
You.
Mr. Blatcher, it's okay, buddy. Remember he's an Islanders fan.
Oh, actually, go Islanders.
Yeah, go Islanders. But I think the Hurricanes are going to win this series up 3-1. Um, not too much concern there. Jets Avalanche is very enticing. The Jets have the best goalie in the league right now of
Who cares?
Connor Hellebuck. The Jets Winnipeg stole the Thrashers deep from our hearts, and the Hurricanes stole the Whalers from my heart. It's okay. The Avalanche played really, really well last night. Though putting up like a 6 spot.
Dang,
Really,
son.
it was really 5. One was on empty net.
Sweet.
But I think whoever wins game 5 controls the series from there because if the Avalanche win, they go back to Winnipeg, which is not an easy place to play, but they go up 3-1. If the Jets win, they go back to they go back home even. I think game 5 really decides that series. Canucks Predators. Ooh, please Vancouver.
Yeah, same. I like Vancouver.
I when I went to the Coyotes game back a couple weeks back when I was in Arizona, they were playing Vancouver, and the Vancouver fans were really cool. Vancouver has not hosted a playoff game up until this year for like 11 years or something like that. And did you hear about the riots after the 2011 Stanley Cup when they lost to the Bruins in 7 games? I'll
No.
have to tell you about that later, but the people of Vancouver rioted. Rangers are going to beat the Capitals. Sorry, Alex Ovechkin.
And TJ Oshie.
I- He's my first ever Blues jersey.
I like TJ Oshie.
He's my first ever Blues jersey. And then Oilers, Kings, Oilers own the Kings,
McDavid.
and Draisaitl and
And,
Nugent
and, and
Hopkins.
technically, this is for Leo, but Gretzky. He played for both, and he's definitely better as an Oiler. So.
Well, yeah, he's known as he won like 5 Stanley Cups.
I know.
Yeah,
That's a crazy run high, by the way. I had no idea. He didn't. Did he win the MVP every year for the first like 7 years of
I
his
think it was
career?
like 7 or 8 years.
That is insane.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
just learned about
nuts.
that.
Oh yeah,
That is insane.
yeah. So NHL playoffs. Vegas looks really good. I think we'll get oh my God, we could get another Vegas versus
Panthers.
yeah, it's very possible. I won't want to say likely, but the thing is, this Boston team feels different. Like I feel like they could go far because they're just not gonna let what
Like
happened last year.
redemption. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Last year was a mess. And Brad Marchand
Who
is
did they
scoring
lose
goals.
to?
Panthers first round.
Oh.
They were up 3-1, and then
Yeah, yeah.
it's like the reverse Maple Leafs thing, where like I'm going out so many loopholes with hockey because I love playoff hockey, but
I'm getting into the sport.
we'll
Please save me.
we'll go back to hockey later. But I want you to start because with the team to highlight because um this team I have highlighted is very near and dear to all of our hearts right now. So go ahead.
And also, you just talked a bunch, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
This one is because my dad said that when he was younger, he was able to pick up Cubs games, and that was so he was a Braves fan because where he lived, they were like the closest team to him, and he also was able to pick up their games. But also with the Supercell, he was able to pick up Cubs games.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk about the '84 Cubs, probably the best Cubs team.
You're calling your dad old?
Unk,
Mhm.
dinosaur age.
Oh no.
Okay, anyways, this is probably the best Cubs team from between like the '40s to like the 2010s. Maybe 2003. You could say it was better, but who knows? Okay, the '84 Cubs. They were 96 and 65. Were first in their division, the Central. But they unfortunately lost 3-2 in a 5-game series against the Padres in the pennant, who went on to lose like 4-1, 4-0 to the Tigers. They had big three
Ooh,
hitters.
wait a minute, wait a minute. They lost in the pennant. So like the
Yeah, because there was only one playoff round. There wasn't like a division round or like
so only the top two
there
teams
wasn't an NLDS. Yeah, yeah,
only the top two teams in each league made it.
yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's
wild.
nutty.
It was like that for quite a while, which is pretty
Wow.
wild. Um, They had three big hitters, Ryan Sandberg, which I will get back to, maybe like the most historic game of his career. No, it definitely is. 140 OPS plus that year, 19 homers. He was MVP, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. This was the season that put him on the map. Gary Matthews in left field, won a Rookie of the Year earlier in his career, but he's 33 years old this season. He walked more than he struck out this year.
That's good. That's good.
410 OBP. Not much you can really say about that. Leon Durham, who is their first baseman, 26 years old, 23 homers, a 136 OPS plus.
Nice.
Also, shout out to Larry Boa. You may have been the worst bat I've ever seen be a starter for a team ever. How the heck do you have a 44 OPS plus? Also, Mike Dernier stole a lot of bases for them, 45 steals that year, playing center field. He was quite the speedster, but that was kind of it. Pretty good glove, too. Their pitchers, they had big three pitchers as well. Steve Trout was their main guy he had 32 outings, a 3.4 ERA. Dennis Eckersley, who was a starter at this point in his career still, just a couple years down the line, he'd become like the most lights out closer ever with the Athletics.
Yep, with
He's
the
29
A's.
years old, though, like I previously stated. Yeah, he had a 3 ERA and 160 innings of work. Rick Sutcliffe, never heard of him, but 16 wins, 1 loss, can't hate. And he also
Oh
had,
wait, timeout.
I know, I know.
Pitcher wins and
Win
losses.
loss don't count. But he also had the lowest ERA on the team though. So
Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, the
uh,
bullpen.
yeah, the pen. They had a closer, Lee Smith, 33 saves, only a ERA plus though of like 107.
Lee Smith.
Are you doing like your best like Belichick son impression?
Steve Belichick. No, because I just like Lee Smith. He's cool.
This is the year of the Sandberg game, if anyone's familiar. Pretty much against the Cardinals. He helped lead a ninth and 10th inning comeback. Six ABs, two homers, five hits, and seven RBIs in a single game, including a homer against Hall of Famer Bruce Sutter that helped win him the game. It was on Sunday baseball. It was like, because that was like the most highly televised game of the week, of
Yep.
course. I'm gonna go in depth a little bit about that pennant because only this would only happen to the Cubs. They were up 2-0 in the series. They won game one, 13-0,
Ooh.
and then they choked. And then in game five, they were up 3-0 going into the sixth inning, and then they gave up 6 runs across the sixth and seventh inning. Pretty sure there's an infield error too that contributed to it. I'm not for sure. They lost in the penultimate game, 6-3. And that was kind of the end. Sandberg really never got another chance to compete on that scale ever again.
That's unfortunate because Ryan Sandberg was really really great. All right. I was wearing the shirt earlier. Didn't I had to take a shower, so I had to switch shirts. But I should have thought about this before I made every single note possible about this team. Should have just done like an overall like Arizona or Phoenix/Arizona Coyotes.
They had an awesome logo, man. I'm actually so mad about that.
Yeah,
Their logo was so
but
cool.
the 2012 Phoenix Coyotes, they were called the Phoenix Coyotes at this point. This was their best season ever. So they were 42, 27, and 13. That doesn't really matter. What matters is the 97 points they accumulated in the old standings. They won the Pacific. Shane Doan was the captain of that team. He's probably the greatest Coyote of all time. I'm just trying to think about like the Jet. Yeah, he's definitely the best. Although like Dale Howardchuk was pretty good. Um, they beat the Blackhawks 4-2, 4 games to 2 in the first round. I'm trying to think 2012. Who won it back in 2011? No, okay, so the Blackhawks were not the defending champs. I was just trying to think about that. They beat the Preds 4-1, the Nashville Predators, in the conference semifinals. And then unfortunately they lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champion Los Angeles Kings, who ended up beating the New Jersey Devils. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I like the
It's
Devils.
okay. It's okay, buddy. I wish that this was 2014 when they beat the Rangers. When they beat the Rangers. Anyways, so Ray Whitney, a 39-year-old Nike forward, maybe? I think he was a forward. I know he might have been a defense. He might have been yeah, he was a defense. Oh, he's a left winger. He was a left winger.
Hmm.
Um, 39-year-old Ray Whitney led with 77 points. And this was a team that was very carried. I'll talk about their goaltending in a second. But like their goaltending was lights out. All three of their guys that they had start at one point, they had Mike Smith, Curtis McElhaney, and one other guy like start games, and they were all very, very good. But they were 17th in goals scored this year. So like this is when there were only 30 teams, so they were very mid as you'd call. Um, but they were seventh in goals allowed. So they had a really strong
Hola,
defense
mola.
and they had really great goaltending. And they just didn't have to score a lot of score a lot of goals. Um, Not too much information on this team. I couldn't find a whole lot. But Oliver Ekman Larson is a name that really stuck out to me because he's a guy that still is in the league. 20 years old, accumulated, I want to say like around 40 points as a 20-year-old defenseman.
Pretty good,
It's
Dan.
pretty good. And then on the notes page, I put some emojis next to Paul Bissonnette's name. I don't know if you watched like the pregame.
Nope.
Paul Bissonnette's probably the biggest clown in hockey right now. He's like an analyst and
Oh,
he's super funny. Like everybody loves him.
that's sick.
But he's quite the character. There's a clip of him a couple weeks ago. I was watching a game and it was on TBS. They're in the studio and they're trying to show like a play that was being run in one of the games. And Bissonnette shoots the puck, misses the net in the studio, knocks out a panel on the big screen. Yeah, sorry, but Paul
What's he,
Bissonnette.
what did he play?
He was a wing. He was like a right winger or
Okay.
something. He,
Yikes.
he didn't have like a super long career or anything, but Paul Bissonnette was the name that stuck out. So back to Mike Smith. I got really excited. I thought this was the year that he scored the goal, but Mike Smith actually scored it the next year. But that was a typo. He was age 29 that season with a 930 save percentage, 2.21 goals against, and
That's pretty,
is
wow.
in 67 games played which is pretty. He played a
That's
lot that regular season with 8 shutouts. So hockey in the desert, it's over.
and we're going to stick in Utah.
Oh, damn moments. Oof, kidding. Not really.
Yeah.
But hockey in the desert, obviously it's unfortunate they could never make it to the Stanley Cup final. A lot of really terrible mismanagement. Obviously, 2 years in the Mullet Arena. It's a cool place to watch a game, not a cool place to be a professional hockey player.
How
Um,
so?
really small, subpar amenities, subpar facilities. Everything's new, but like the dressing rooms were awful.
Ew.
Everything was Arizona State, because that's where Arizona State plays their hockey. Um, so you know, this was obviously a temporary thing. But
That sucks.
the NHL could not afford to keep the Coyotes there another 3 to 4 years at least to build a new arena. So, you know, they already have the Delta Center up in Salt Lake City where the Utah Jazz play, and so they were just ready to do it, and they're making the move.
Farewell, farewell.
I hope they call it the Utah Stags. It's like a moose, I think. Or
Stags or like a deer or something.
it's a moose or a deer, something like
Yeah,
that. Or
yeah.
like the Utah Yetis. Utah. Oh God, one of the names that got patented was the Utah Hockey Club. It's worse than football team. But
Ugh.
moment of silence for hockey in the desert. All right,
All
we're
right.
back.
All right, low lights because I don't want to end on how sad I'm gonna be when I do my low light because I'm gonna be sad.
All right, I'll just start with the low light.
He talked a little we talked a little bit about this a second.
Why would the Buffalo Bills? Why would you give your biggest rival, like your biggest competitor, your pick? Like, why would you give him a pick ahead of you to draft when you need wide receiver help? You need wide receiver help, and
just traded away like your top
you
receiver.
just traded away Stephon Diggs.
Gabe Davis is gone too,
I know he's a cancer. I know Stephon
and he
Diggs is
wasn't even good that
cancerous.
last year.
But dog, you trade. Oh my God, you traded away.
And Gabe
You
Davis
you
moves
traded away your pick. Where did Gabe Davis go?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yes, that sounds right. You let the Chiefs get Xavier Worthy. You just screwed the entire National Football League with that pick because the Chiefs don't have too many holes. One of those holes was wide receiver. They just fixed that gaping hole. I just spat everywhere. Oh my God. Why? Why would you do that? Oh my goodness. You're screwing the rest of us. The Bills just never want to win a Super Bowl, and they don't want anybody else to win a Super Bowl. Mahomes is going to be better than Brady. Mahomes is going to be better than Baby. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Holmes
Oh.
is already better than Brady.
No, he's not,
Yeah,
but
he
he
is.
will be there soon. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. All right. All right.
Imagine if I acted like that when I talked about the Falcons.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Please, please, King. Please, King. Please. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I gotta sit down in my seat for this one. This will be a long one. Here we go.
I've been a Falcons fan since birth.
Since birth.
Did I care much for a good majority of my life? No. And the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh shucks, we'll be back next year. 2017. I don't know what Sarkeesian was on, but
Well, let's not forget, the Falcons had that game if what's his face
Keanu Neal
didn't knee a ball into Eagles receiver's hands.
Yeah, Troy Smith.
Yeah, if the Falcons win that game, the Patriots win the Super Bowl that year. Just saying. Anyways,
Who cares? So the Falcons draft 26 in 2017. We pick Tack McKinley. It all started well on the draft floor, and then after the second he got drafted, and talk about his great grandma. After that, it all went downhill. You know, who's the very next pick in that draft? Tre'Davious White. Yikes. 2018. We picked Calvin Ridley when we already had Julio Jones. Enough said.
enough
And he was
said.
like 23 or 24 at that point already. 2019. Oh, we drafted Lindstrom and McGarry, I think. So those are actually two good picks.
Yeah, that's good.
2020. Whatever. 2021. The fourth overall pick. The Falcons have an opportunity to do some great things. They can trade down if they wanted. They could get Justin Fields. They could get Penei Sewell. They could get Micah Parsons. They have a lot of really good options. And you know what they pick? They pick Kyle Pitts. I'm a Florida fan. I love Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is a really good player, and I think he is a really good NFL player.
I'm not using him the right way.
But why are we drafting him fourth overall and then choosing to use him as a way to get Jonnu Smith open on screen passes?
Well, Johnny Smith
Shut up. Okay. 2022. The Falcons are drafting 8th overall in this year's draft. They have a bunch of options. If they want a receiver, great. There's Garrett Wilson. There's Chris Olave. There's Drake London, I guess. That's also an option. Traylon Burks is there too. They could get Charles Cross. I'd like Charles Cross. The Falcons drafted a guy who's projected to go 20th at number 8. They drafted Drake London when Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson were right there. I wanted Garrett Wilson. We did not get Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave. We drafted Drake London.
You think Drake London's all right though?
He's fine.
And he'll have a competent quarterback. Just saying.
However, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson are really sneaking good. More specifically, Chris Olave is quite fast. Garrett Wilson is really sneaking good, and he doesn't have a good QB. It's pretty important.
Not yet.
For the Falcons.
Not yet.
2023. The Falcons just had a rookie rush for 1,000 yards. Who did we pick with the top 10 pick? Bijan Robinson. And then we don't use him. 2024. The Falcons are coming off of another 7-10 season where we had horrible QB play. The defense was serviceable. No, it was okay.
Oh, okay.
It was okay. The pass rush was bad. We had good run defense.
Pass rush is always bad for the Falcons.
Some good DBs. The linebacking core was inconsistent.
Can we just talk about, by the way, who they could have picked instead of Bijan? Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Jalen
Carter is the hometown guy. He's right there. He's from Atlanta. He should have gone top 4.
It's because he got into that issue with the national championship and dropped his draft.
And he killed someone, which was really bad. It was really bad. But still, he got cleared of all charges. And even if he's probably not that good of a person, he's a really stinking good football player. And he kept dropping, and he's right there.
And now he's a stud for the Eagles, and he runs like 20 miles an hour. I'm kidding. But he runs like 10 to 50 miles an hour.
Okay.
It's fast.
But it's fine. The Falcons made some really good free agency signings.
Jesse Bates.
Michael Onyemata. Yes. Some good pickups. The QB play was bad, but we just signed a guy who tore his Achilles to a 4-year, $180 million deal. However, company was on pace to have like a 6,000-yard season. But he still tore his Achilles and he's still 35. The Falcons have the 8th overall pick. We have a plethora of options. Dallas Turner, who is one of the, maybe if not the best pass rusher in the league, not in the league, in college football last season. If we don't like what we see, we could trade down and maybe get Terrion Arnold or Latayu Latu or Tanatu, maybe an offensive lineman if we're really feeling that silly. The Falcons draft Michael Penix, who has torn his ACL twice. He re-injured his leg in the national championship game. He's 24. When Kirk Cousins' contract expires at the age of 39, Michael Penix will be 28. I have watched this team for so long. I get my hopes up.
I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm not joking. I get my hope every year. I'm like, oh, this year the Falcons will make a good draft pick. I'll know they'll pick someone good. We just drafted a 24-year-old quarterback who has one leg when we just signed a quarterback to a $180 million deal. And then you'd think, oh, maybe in the later rounds, the Falcons could pick it up and maybe, draft someone competent. Like in 2022, we could have drafted Kenneth Walker Jr., Breece Hall. Those are some options at running back. But no, we just won't draft him, and we'll wait another year, and then we'll draft a guy at 7. You know who we picked in the 2nd round? A run-stopping defensive tackle. When Trevan Newton was picked, the next pick, played the same position, and was a pass-rushing defender. And Adonai Mitchell is right there. When our only competent receiver is Drake London. And we just traded away Matt Collins. No. But Braylon Edwards is a great pickup, guys. So he was supposed to be so good, and then he just wasn't because he's not good at the sport.
Right. Are you done yet? Can I come back?
Yeah, sure, man. I get my hopes up for this team every year, and I think I've learned I never should. So, go Falcons. Michael Penix, I liked you. I don't like you anymore. And it's not you. It's also you though.
Hey, just got something to say. It's not my problem. As long as I've got my suit and tie.
Read us a stupid highlight, by the way. He said props to Coventry City. We had to avoid the semifinals.
Coventry City game, Manchester
It's a
United.
slight. It's literally a slight. That's literally a slight towards Coventry. Also, Coventry should have beat Manchester City. It was the stupidest offside.
Yeah, it should have beat Manchester City.
Manchester United. You know what I mean. They should have beaten them, but
The real highlight
it's
is
not Manchester United. It's Manchester United.
the
It's Barchester United because that was not offside.
the real I get what you did with the Madrid thing then. The real highlight for me is the Patriots picked the quarterback in the 6th round today. That quarterback is Joe Milton, the best arm I've ever seen. That's just kind of cool. That's just something notable. All right, Charlie, wrap her up. Come on.
Leverkusen no more. They won the Bundesliga. They're still undefeated this season, even with the scare today against VfB Stuttgart. Hopefully, I mean, if they can go unbeaten this entire year, that'd definitely be the greatest season we've ever seen in soccer history.
I agree. They're gonna be playing Champions League
So the
football
Falcons are probably gonna make me like really sad.
We might not be able to film an episode past September 10th of 2024.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably have killed himself at this point.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What's that? Whoa, okay. Jesus.
Oh my god.
This has been
episode Tom Brady.
12,
Episode Tom Brady.
episode Michael Penix Jr. Episode
Tom Brady.
I hate the Falcons. Once again, I've been your host, Charlie Pasquale. I don't know if I'm that good of a host.
Once again, it ain't my problem.
Okay, awesome, man. That's awesome. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
Really hope Drake May like tears his Achilles and stuff, and like has like a Marcus Lattimore type injury.
And then Joe Milton comes to save the day.
And then this episode's over. Okay, I've been Charlie. This has been Reed. We're done.
Goodbye, JDs and Littlemen. Moi.